Good morning, students. We are back to social science, geography, the Earth, our living planet, class 8, part 5. So in the previous class, you had studied about the important lines of latitude. So I want you to see the diagram now so that you can understand the line of latitudes. Can you see this diagram, students? This is a very, very important diagram. And this is called a self-explanatory diagram because everything is there on the diagram. One can see the diagram and understand what's written there. I have added on some points here because some things are missing, so I wanted you to make it clear. So here you have some more information coming up. Now you see the North Pole. You'll have to put a small dot on the top in the North Pole and write NP 90 degrees north. Now the degrees is missing in this diagram. I want the degrees to be put. Arctic Circle 66.5 degrees north. Tropic of Cancer 23.5 degrees north. Equator 0 degrees. Now why haven't we put north or south for the equator? Yes, it is the dividing line. Very good. Then you have the Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degrees south. The Antarctic Circle, 66.5 degrees south. And at the end, you have the South Pole, 90 degrees south. So this is called a self-explanatory, well-labeled diagram. So please draw this and keep practicing it a number of times so that you reach perfection. Latitudes. Let's continue. The equator is the longest line of latitude known as a great circle. You remember we spoke about great circle in the previous video? Yes. It is equal to the circumference of the earth. Now, if you look at the globe, that is, if you see the equator and you draw it, I just now told you it's a parallel and it can be completed as a circle. Like as you go higher and higher, you go to 66.5 degrees north, you see, the circle size will change. It will become shorter in length. The other lines of latitude are shorter in length. The length of the lines decreases with distance from the equator, till it becomes almost a point at the poles. All lines of latitudes are circles and parallel to the equator. The ground distance between 2 degrees of latitude is 110.4 kilometers. So we say there's 1 degree difference between the place. What is the actual distance in kilometers? They are 110 kilometers apart. Now, what are great circles? A great circle on the surface of a sphere which lies in a plane passing through the sphere's center. Where does it pass? Through the sphere's center. As it represents the shortest distance between any 2 points on a sphere, a great circle is the preferred route taken by a ship or an aircraft. A great circle is the largest possible circle that can be created or drawn around a sphere. So what is a great circle? It's the shortest route. If you want to take the shortest route, you want to fly from here to America, will you try to go all around the world and reach the place? It will take a lot of time, fuel. So in order to avoid all that, you will select the shortest route, and the shortest route falls on the arc of the great circle. And which is a great circle? Here we have studied equator. Latitude and longitude. Let's continue. Here you can see they've shown you how the lines from the equator further up, those lines, if you draw them as circles, how they go to become a mere point. On the right side, you have the lines of longitude. We'll be studying about it later. This again is the network or the grid. They have shown you a very simple picture of it, showing you the Earth's circumference at the center, the diameter you can call it. It's not the circumference, it's the diameter. And then you can see how they have drawn lines which are running from north to south are called the longitudes, and those which run horizontally are called the latitudes. Yes, facts about the lines of latitude. Some details we would like to see. They are called parallels. They run in an east-west direction. Or you can say west to east, both are right. Measure distance north or south of the equator. Why can't they measure east or west? Yes, they are not dividing the earth that way. Are parallel to one another and they never meet. Cross the prime meridian at right angles. What is prime meridian? You learn later on. Lie in planes that cross the Earth's axis at right angles. So whenever you draw those lines of longitude, you'll see that they all make right angles there. Get shorter towards the poles as they go smaller. Can you see the 90-degree North Pole shown here? How it's such a small circle, such a small point. They've shown you as a point only there. They get shorter towards the poles with only the equator, the longest, which is a great circle. Again, one more diagram. Here also you have a good representation of the lines, but it is drawn on a globe. See, you can clearly see the North Pole, South Pole, Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere. You can see the equator there. Okay? Fine. Thank you, students.